The second part of this epi-eugenics agenda to purge anger is religious programming. And, you know, like statism is a religion, the New Age movement is a religion, and the influence of traditional cultural religions is as powerful as it has ever been. A lot of us in this movement don't want to acknowledge that. But I'm telling you, you really want to go to the depths of where this world is being controlled from. You need look no further than actual, ostensible religious traditions culturally. Everybody says, oh, the world's run from Washington, D.C., New York City, Beijing, China. No, folks. The city of London, no, sorry, wrong. The world is run from Rome, Israel, and Mecca. If you really want to know where the highest level controllers, the highest level dark occultists are operating from and have their palaces that they are keeping all of the hidden knowledge of this world, you need to look no further than the entrenched cultural religions, religious traditions. And their power is not on the wane the way people think that it is. It is just going into the covert form of becoming the new religion, which is government. That's all. You know, religion doesn't really go away. It just changes forms. And people think they're free of religion. They think because they're an atheist, they're free of religion, yet they still support the state. You know? They think because somehow they don't believe in cultural religious bullshit, and then they go into the New Age movement, or they go into the worship of money, that they have no religion. Plenty of people have religions that would identify as a religionless person. You're going to see a lot of them in the documentary screening tonight. People who are absolutely, with religious, devoted fervor, worshiping the entity known as government or the state. And yet you would ask them, are you a religious person? And they go, oh, no, not at all. Bullshit. You are absolutely a religionist. Okay? So what traditional religion teaches people is that anger is one of the 7 deadly sins: pride, envy, gluttony, lust, anger, greed, and sloth. Anger takes its place on that list. But you just think about these. Are these actual wrongdoings that we do to other people? Even if you were an asshole who has a lot of pride in themselves, right? Or a counterproductive pride even. Have you harmed someone by having a way too lofty opinion of yourself? I'm not saying that's a good thing to aspire to. You know, like injecting a whole bunch of heroin in your veins isn't a good thing to aspire to, but do you have the right to do it? Yeah, because you own your own body. I'm not saying it's a good idea. But like all of these things, right? To want something that somebody else has. Well, hey, as long as you don't go and take it, go desire however much you want. I wouldn't suggest living your life in that modality. You're going to be a miserable person. I'd rather you be miserable about not having freedom or not being allowed to express your inherent rights, you know. But, you know, if you want to go and be envious of what somebody else has that you don't, go right ahead. Just don't initiate harm against them. So you can go down the list of any of these things. These are subjective aspects. You know, this is what moral relativism teaches. And there's tons of moral relativism in religion, you know, because they'll tell you just, you know, a drug dealer or a drug addict or a prostitute, etc., are immoral people. Well, if there's a consensual transaction between consenting adults, no immorality has taken place because no one's rights were violated, because no one was coerced, harmed, or stolen from. All forms of wrongdoing or forms of theft, as we're going to see. So these aren't the 7 deadly sins. I call total bullshit on religion for saying that these are the 7 deadly sins and anger is one of them. The real 7 deadly sins are the ways that we break natural law. The ways that we actually cause harm to other people. These aren't the 7 deadly sins. These are subjective constructs of men who think they're the representatives of God on this planet. And they're not only not holy men, they're holy bags of shit that are pedophiles and pedophile protectors. So this clown This is the clown who was involved in the financial aspects of the Vatican that paid off family members, parents who had children who were molested by members of the clergy. And then in paying them off so they wouldn't go and report the crime, then they took the priest and funneled him to other parishes so he could do the same fucking cycle all over again. But that's a holy man who will tell you don't get angry, because that's one of the 7 deadly sins when he's protecting pedophiles. Benedict Arnold is more like it. Benedict whatever, the 16th, whatever he was. My open challenge for an MMA cage fight is still out to the current pope. Like, get in the ring with me, bitch. Still haven't heard anything from the Vatican offices. We're trying to make it happen.